Hey guys and gals, Paparazzi here, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite Disney movies of my childhood, of my current, of my future. Who knows, probably all time. And what, you may ask, is this amazing, incredible Disney extravaganza that I love so very much? It's Treasure Planet.
No! God, please, no!
Stop it!
Oh God, what happened? I blacked out a little bit there. I think I was making a joke. Oh yeah. My actual favorite movie is... So yeah, if you couldn't figure it out by the singing angelic choir and the epic horns of awesomeness, hopefully the title kind of spells it out for you. Unless you can't read, then I don't know how else to convey what I'm trying to say. And let's be real here. If you saw Hercules when you were like a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old boy, he was the coolest Disney character ever. I don't care who you are. Seriously, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Superman, and frickin' Rocky just had a baby somehow. I don't know how that would work, but look at the guy. I mean, the guy is jacked. Yeah, just take that in. This is basically Disney's first take at a superhero. And by God, was I not fricking in love with this guy. And you may be asking yourself, holy moly, this must have been a huge commercial success, right? Right? It did alright. Oh, but alright isn't good enough for Disney. How dare it only make a measly $252 million? Ugh! Send it to the dungeons. And I'm not kidding. Honestly, go to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, any Disney theme park. Tell me if you can find Hercules.
Sir, excuse me, have you seen Hercules?
Why, of course, princess. We just locked him up with all the other Disney characters that no one cares about. And if you haven't noticed, I am just a bit salty about it. Yeah, just a little bit. But I digress. Let's get back to the main point at hand. I'm gonna go over the 3 areas that I think Hercules nails as a movie. And then I'll cover some of the other stuff that isn't as well done, but you're gonna see. It'll be great, I promise. The art style. The first real hook of a movie. And since art style is the first thing you'll ever see in an animated movie, how about we just start with that? Now, the first thing you're gonna notice when you watch Hercules is it doesn't quite look like any other Disney movie ever made before then. I mean, for God's sake, Herc has cinnamon buns for ears. So why the sudden departure from classic Disney style? It's actually all thanks to a man by the name of Gerald Scarfe, a pretty popular British cartoonist in the 80s and 90s. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's rewind it back just a bit. You see, Disney was looking to hit it big with Hercules. Like Lion King big.
And if you're looking to make a successful Disney movie in the 90s, then there are 2 men that have to be involved. That's right, John Musker and Ron Clements. These are the guys who rebuilt Disney animation from scratch. From working on movies like The Little Mermaid and Aladdin, this was Disney's A-team. This duo of all-stars was tasked to make Hercules look and feel like a fresh new style that would break away from the iconic Disney look all its predecessors seemed to share. They also wanted an art style that would blend well with the aesthetic found on ancient Greek architecture and artwork. Now enter Gerald Scarfe. Nah, told you we'd be back to it. This guy was just the right amount of weird the Hercules art team needed to perfect their vision for their project. Scarfe's imagery ranged from comedic to sometimes downright creepy, as he aided in the revisions to the character designs of Hercules. The new rule of thumb for the art direction was to add swirls and curves everywhere, instead of having sharp edges and corners. And it shows. So after all the planets and stars had aligned, the art themes for Hercules were finally set in stone and ready for the animation stages. The reason I bring all of this up is to give you some insight on how unique this process was for Hercules. I mean, as it was first for Disney art design in general. Before then, every Disney film seemed to follow a set art structure which caused movies to look very samey. Whenever I watch Hercules, my eyes always catch interesting and fun shapes that lend a beautiful, unique animation. For example, Hades' cloak that follows the whole spiral theme of the rest of the movie. I think these choices are what drew me to like this movie so much to begin with. It was a welcome breath of fresh air and introduced me to an art style I probably would have never seen otherwise. I think it speaks volumes for Disney and Hercules as a whole to gamble on running a movie without using their signature art style, but instead taking a risk with an artist who no one ever would have thought would be connected to the family-friendly studio. I've pretty much covered the art aspect of my favorite Disney film, but what about how it sounds? It is a Disney movie after all. And let's be honest, I don't think movies like Frozen were so adored because of their groundbreaking snow technology. No, it's about the songs and lyrics that embed their way into your head for days and cause misery to parents around the world for weeks. And while Hercules' soundtrack may not have the popularity of something like Frozen, it certainly has its own set of catchy tunes. Songs like I Can Go the Distance,
Where to find where I belong.
and I Won't Say I'm in Love,
Cliche, I won't say I'm in love.
are definitely my frontrunners of the soundtrack. Now, the reason these are my favorites of the entire soundtrack, besides the fact that they have a memorable melody, is that they contribute to both characters' self-realization scenes. We get a look at what's really going on inside the character's head as well as their hearts. In the beginning, we, the audience, knows Hercules is bound for greatness, but he doesn't. I Can Go the Distance represents the moment he understands why he's not like anybody else. It melds the narrative with the music and creates a heartwarming scene of hope and courage. Alternatively, we have Meg's I Won't Say I'm in Love, that is as much a self-realization as it is a confirmation for the viewer and plays to the character opening her heart for her hero. Both of these are two major shifts in the story and mark a huge character development. Speaking of characters, let's talk about that. Now you may be thinking to yourself, the character that's name is in the title would be the most compelling to watch, right? No, you'd be totally wrong. And as much as I do love me some superhuman demigod with abandonment issues, no, not that one. There you go. Anyways, Hercules really gets elevated by the supporting characters, specifically the love interest Meg and the villain Hades. Hercules as a character is pretty two-dimensional compared to them, and has his most interesting interactions when these two are present. Not only that, but his personality is rather generic and serves as an afterthought to the actual story.
How am I supposed to prove myself a hero if nobody will give me a chance?
Let's take a look at Megara. Immediately you can tell she's not the stereotypical Disney type.
Damsel, I'm in distress. I can handle this. Have a nice day.
She's got a bit of spunk and attitude to her. Oh, and did I mention, she's also working against our protagonist at the start. The complexity of her character happens when she has to decide to either restore faith in love or risk having her heart betrayed. Oh, all while her very soul is at stake. No pressure.
Yeah.
Even with all this going for her, she still isn't my favorite character. That award goes to the main villain in the movie, Hades.
Boom, bada boom, boom, boom. Ha!
This guy oozes personality. Even to this day, I don't think Disney has come up with a villain who just steals a show like Hades does. He has this whole satanic salesman vibe, which aligns perfectly to his attitude and actions later in the movie. James Woods does a spectacular take on the Greek god of death by infusing his charm and energy into the character.
For some weird reason, I came in and he was Hades, the lord of the underworld, and I guess everybody came in going, "Hello, I'm Hades," and I came in going, "Hey, Hades, how you doing? Nice to see you. Nice face," you know. So, and for some reason, I just was feeling kind of silly that day.
Actually, Hades was even overhauled from being a more traditional villain to something more akin to a Hollywood agent thanks to Wood's acting. The rest of the cast are good in their own rights, but I think these two are irrefutably head and shoulders over the rest. So, I've covered the three areas I feel Hercules shines brightest, but I haven't covered every aspect of it.
I wish I could go on about how Hercules works as a social commentary on professional athletes, specifically Michael Jordan, or how Introduction of the Muses was a fantastic callback to Greek theater. But I can't. I would be here for days confessing my love for this Disney classic. I honestly hope I was able to shed a new light on this movie for people who originally dismissed it, or gave some interest to some people who never had the chance to see it before. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Disney Dog content. I'll definitely be expanding on the series very soon, so keep an eye out. See you real soon.